tell the people what we're doing.
We're going in snow.
We're going in the snow.
You can see my glove. So your tree glove.
You gotta listen, Finn.
It's our first, well, it's supposed to be the first big snowfall of the year. What were the numbers on this storm? Do you remember? What we're supposed to get?
Our region, I think 8 to 12 was it? I don't know, they kept changing it so much.
They're kind of all over the place with this storm. Even the weather guys were like, oh, I can't call it. I've never seen so many models going in so many different directions. Jackie's off today entirely. I've got the morning off. I've got to go in this afternoon. So we're just kind of hanging out. Figured we'd take a walk down the driveway and see where the logging was at.
Then again.
This rock wall over here is our property boundary, and then it goes all the way up pretty much to where he stopped cutting. You can kind of see right here-ish is a green flag, some green flagging tape. I don't know if you can see it. It's essentially just to the left and a little further back of where that maple is broken off, but that's as far back as we're going. You can see the house over there. And then this big clump of trees right here is going to be going as well. But we've still got that buffer of trees back there between us and the road. Behind me you can see we've still got a bunch of trees back there. That's all getting logged as well. Kind of directly where my hand is back there. Forward to where we're logged over here. That's all getting cut out as well. There's a lot of pine in there, a lot of hemlock, some maples, which you can see up along the driveway there. It's just so cool to see this finally coming to fruition out here. And I mean, we've been talking about this for so long. So a cool thing about what we're doing here, so you can see behind me, we've got logs that are going to be going off and they're going to be getting sold. But we also have this pile over here, which is the treetops mostly. And a lot of the time, those would go some for firewood production, and they don't really have a ton of value though. Here in New Hampshire, we have what are known as biomass plants, which use wood chips essentially for the generation of electric power. Here in New Hampshire, we can chip those treetops right into a trailer and sell them off as biomass chips. And while they're not worth a ton of money, they're worth a little bit more than if we just chipped them and threw them back out here on the ground. Both have a use. If we chipped them out here on the ground, you know, it would help with the soil, but we can also get them off the property and we don't have to worry about doing something with them. If we didn't have a chipper, they would essentially just be left, and we can't burn them. They're too big to burn legally. So we're able to take care of those and put them to use in the generation of some power, which is awesome. It's really coming down out here. I think this is probably the heaviest it's been yet. Yeah. We had a camera malfunction. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, but the lens froze up on it. It's an old Sony, and the lens goes in and out. And the lens got enough water on it where it froze up and wouldn't shut off. And that's that. What do you think about the logging so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it's good? Are you going to miss the trees, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it going to be cool to have some sheep around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that sound?
I think that's a snowplow.
What's on your beard?
What do you think it is?
It's snow.
You got snow on my beard?
Let me brush it off.
Okay, thank you.
Just so snow on your glasses.
I know, snow on my glasses, snow on my beard. Daddy's just covered in snow.
Yeah.
What do you think? You want to take a walk up to the house?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna see if we can count the rings on this later. Some of these oak logs are pretty big. That's a pretty big log. All right, camera's frozen. We're frozen.
Time to go in for some hot chocolate.
And then over there you can see behind the Suskovich tractor, tape going in the woods off diagonally. One thing we are gonna have more of is wind though. It is gonna be windy.
Case in point right now.
Yeah.
It's coming right up the driveway more so than it used to.
Yeah. You said yesterday, though, when the dogs were barking at the Amazon guy, you could look down the driveway and...
Yeah, that's one positive, among others, but we used to not be able to see anything from our house, and the dogs would know before we would, and you'd look out and you couldn't see anything because we were so densely packed in with the trees. And yesterday, the dogs barked. Emmett told me there was a delivery guy, and I'm so used to looking out here and being like, no, there's not. There's no one in the driveway. And then I looked down, and all the way down at the phone pole, I could see that there was a delivery guy, which was really nice. So I guess our home security has
We can see more now.
opened
It's
up.
less of a surprise when somebody shows up.
We used to not have any idea what was going on down at the end of the driveway.
One of the biggest concerns we had with this whole project was whether or not we were going to be giving up our privacy, because we're set up way off the road, and we've always kind of liked that about our house. We've had a buffer of almost 1,000 feet of trees between us and our road. And our road's not a crazy road. There's not a ton of people that travel it, but there are people going up and down it. And, you know, we kind of liked having the privacy of being set off the road. There are some houses behind me through the woods. You can see that one house over there. That's our neighbor, Scott. And what we wanted to do was establish a border around the house of trees that are still going to help us maintain some semblance of privacy, but give us the space that we need to kind of grow and expand the farm. You can see I mentioned from down behind that chicken tractor that you see behind me, the cut is diagonal going out, so that the houses that are along this way over here, if we're in the house and in the front yard, we're not really going to see them. Same deal, that house that Scott owns that I mentioned over our shoulder, from the front here of our house where I'm standing, you can't see his house through the woods now in the winter. Even more so in the summer, you can't see that it's over there. And the line that we cut on that side of the driveway is diagonal going toward the property boundary, so that you have to go almost out to the edge of the yard here where it is now before you start seeing any changes in our privacy and start seeing neighbors closer than we did before. You know, we consider it a plus that we live far enough off the road where, you know, I'm not saying that we don't lock our house and lock our cars and things like that, because we definitely do. But if I leave a generator out on our front yard and we have to take off for a couple hours to go somewhere, whoa, it's coming down heavy now. It's starting to get windy. This is that nor'easter wind you can see. The winds have actually shifted. In a nor'easter, the winds typically, you'll get some gusting from the east coming to west. You know, it's nice where we live that I can take our generator, hook it up, and we can leave for a couple hours and not worry that somebody driving by is going to see a generator in the front yard and pick it up and haul off with it. So for us, it was really important to keep that buffer between us and the neighbors, to keep that buffer between us and the road, but really try to open up as much as we could and make that usable land to expand the farm operation, because it's been growing, frankly. Down good now. ducks are out today. Everyone all cozy in there? Yeah, we're just hanging out. Other than that, it's pretty much been business as usual here on the farm. I've been making a ton of sausage, just burning through the pork that we had processed back in November, making our sausage for the year, getting that ground, getting that stuff. It's been a really, it's been fun. I mean, it's a good time. I'm getting to experiment with all different sorts of stuff and flavors. And, you know, we've got regular breakfast, maple breakfast, sweet chorizo, hot chorizo, sweet Italian, spicy Italian. There's a Chipotle bourbon in there, which is pretty cool. I'm experimenting with smoking some chorizos, like loading them in smaller sizes and smoking those, which has been really cool. We're just riding out the winter at this point and kind of moving along here. So I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna get ready for work, and we'll catch up with you on the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.